Hello everyone, welcome back to Aporia. So we're going to load up from where we were before, which was basically just into the Green Valley area. And we get to see the crops and the greenhouse and the growing area. And if I recall correctly, I think this is our area, because when we first came out of the sarcophagi, our profession basically was the healer. I could be wrong, but I believe that's correct. So a couple of knocked over trellises and some more bits and pieces around, which is and these guys seem all reasonably happy that you've got the sort of the crops growing and the almost harvest festival like feel to it. Seem to be a number of platforms with pulleys going between them, so I think there's some traversing to be done. That could be what we're looking for, so that could be the next piece of the plinth we need to put the pieces into. And there's some kind of receptacle maybe in the bottom there, and then presumably this opens up once we figure out how to get it activated. Right, looks like we might have to get all these turned around. Nope. Right, and it can only go so far. So I think the base is locked into this very small degree of movement there. That's not opening at the moment, but there is some stuff further beyond, so hopefully we'll be able to get in there in a bit. I wonder where our starting beam is going to come from then. I don't think we have to use this one all the way back over here, do we? Well, we might be able to get it shining all the way into there. Okay, so it is gonna... but then that closes the door. Right, so that's locked in place and we can't use that any further. It looks like it may very well shine over in this direction, but if it does, you aren't going to get back to that door, so that's a non-starter. So we've got to find something else around here then that's going to generate the light in the first place. Oh. Again, you can open these boxes and grab the stuff inside, but the game just seems to be quite happy to let you reach in straight through the side of the box and not bother with that. Wonder if it's over here, so it could be this one here. Good, that's a good start. And then we need a lever here to get this working, and then this looks like it may very well lead up to the next level upwards. That's not any good over there. And that's pretty much it. So the rest of this is just sort of dim copse of trees here. And I'm guessing once we've gone at the top, this is a handy way to get back down again. But no, it's not quite low enough that we can just cheat the system slightly and jump over the top there. Right, looks to be a mirror in that direction, so we'll adjust this slightly over here. This one is going to go probably that one, I think. Oh. Okay, I see. Alright, that's not quite as difficult as I was imagining. I wonder though if we can... Not quite. I was going to say, can we adjust this one? Ah, that one's stationary anyway, so we can't adjust it even if we want to. I was going to see if we can adjust it and shine it into the bottom over there. But I'm guessing we're going to need something else for that then. Doesn't look like anything's in that direction. Maybe it'll become clearer once we get up to the top. So yeah, this is pretty much confirming what we knew in the first place, that we can use our special vial to assist the plants in growing. So healing herbs, and then the ladders and bridges made up of these vines. I don't think there's anything else particularly noteworthy. That's going to be the spare lever we need, which is great. And we can just, yep, jump down to the gap there. So the staircase was, I think it was in this direction. And then the usual counterweight system we can use to pull ourselves up to the top. I'm not a huge fan of this. I think it could be a tad smoother, or possibly just do the work for you if you happen to just click in the right place. And apologies if you can hear a bit of background noise. There's currently a very loud hailstorm going on outside. Yeah, this is definitely... So where are we now then? Ah, so we're just in this general area. We're not quite sure which way we're looking. But yeah, there's definitely trees and other plant areas kind of stretching off into the distance over there. So another light puzzle then, which is going to start from that obelisk over there. So we'll get that started. And then we can have a quick look up here. This might just provide a useful sort of top-down view of how we want things to be organised. So that mirror is fixed in place. But apart from that, there seems to be quite a few other ones that we can get manoeuvring around. And eventually we want it to end up possibly over here? Okay. So it looks like if we can get it maybe over here, it's going to shine down towards the greenhouse area, and there's going to be another reflective lens that might push it down towards the central area down there. I wonder what this focusing beam is about then. And then we can follow it along with the pulley system. Right, let's get started then. I don't suppose it matters particularly how we use the reflective lenses, just as long as we get it going in the right direction. So that's... okay, so oops, didn't mean to click that. So it stops there, so that's about as far as we can go basically. I wonder if... that doesn't seem to be telling me any different. I'm just wondering if there's a reason why we have... no, I can't seem to do anything else with it. I was wondering why there's a reason we have varying lenses. So for example, this one is just basically a straight reflective disc. But some of them have sort of 3-in-1 lenses, which don't seem to matter too much. You can still just move it where you like. So far it's all pretty much straightforward. There's only one position these can basically reflect off into. This is slightly different in we've got 3 possible locations. Let's try that one. So again, this one is fixed, which means it's only going to go... maybe nowhere useful. Maybe red herring. That one goes as far as that. And then that should be... oh, almost, not quite. Ah, okay, I see. So it's blocked by the pillar. Ah, doesn't matter if we shine onto that one. Why is that? Is it not facing the right direction? Could be. And we can't rotate it too far. Let's try using this. Nope, that doesn't seem to get past the bits of wood that are right in front of it. So that's pretty much useless then, by the looks of it. Yep, there we go. So, yeah, it seemed fairly simple. There's several lenses we didn't particularly use, but I don't think it was a case of trial and error, it's just they didn't seem particularly useful. So, possibly slightly below average design, I'm not quite sure on that one. Oh, that's right, I have to release the lever first. Oh, right, is that... Okay, my estimation of that puzzle has gone up slightly. So it looks like we do actually need to use those ones that I thought were... No, it's not gonna work. We do have to use those ones I thought were basically surplus to requirements, because it looks like there's a drawbridge we can't get past with a rope holding it, so presumably we need to get those focusing lenses onto the rope and set it on fire. How on earth are we going to manage that? No? Maybe I'm overthinking it. It doesn't look like there's anything that can particularly... This is facing the entirely wrong direction, and I don't think you can get a decent angle on it even if you wanted to. None of these are remotely in the right position to focus onto it. That doesn't rotate far enough, I'm pretty sure. And the only one is this one that's shining in that direction anyway. I don't think... No, this doesn't rotate. Let me go back and have a quick look at that and make sure... No, that doesn't... It pretty much stops at that left edge there. I do wish it would make its mind up whether it's going to go up or down or not. Nope, I was... okay. Tad disappointing. I was envisaging a whole useful thing, but it turns out I just had to click the rope. So I suppose my fault for overcomplicating it, but for also expecting a bit of a cool puzzle design, which would have been nice. Never mind. So this goes left, right, and up or down. Okay. I think down is definitely the way it wants to go, because there's certainly lenses down here. So we can get back in and out via this staircase, that's good to know, or via that one. Or via that one, so there's multiple accesses, and eventually we want it to come possibly back out this way, which is going to in turn reflect through these somehow onto this one then. Although I'm not sure why. We're in the central greenhouse. We've got another picture like the one we just saw. There doesn't seem to be anything that's particularly worth activating now that we're in here. Well, let's just go with it and see what happens, shall we? Maybe we have to get that door open so the beam can shine through here and then onto this, and then... Not sure that's facing the right way though. Maybe the beam shines over in that direction and it's going to reflect eventually back down onto there. Okay, let's get started then. So that's down. This is... I think back through here then. So this picture is telling me that this reflects in two different directions rather than some of these which just have a mirror facing off in one way. And it needs to be going off to here eventually, which is then going to presumably be able to reach up there. So if we use the two reflective surfaces of this, yep, we can handily get it going both ways. Like so. And there's nothing else of interest down here, so we can go back out and carry on. Now then, so we've got another multi-reflection here. Looks like it wants to be in this sort of general angle by the looks of it. Oh, no, that's as far as it can go. Okay. Maybe this way then. I'm pretty sure this light has to reflect onto it first. I think it's the first thing it comes across. So that's that, and then this one wants to go... Well, it's got several things it can choose from, so that one could go as far as that one. I think the first one is the preferred option because we need to get that connecting door open first. Now then, that's all well and good, but that doesn't help us with getting the beam of light going through and reflecting onwards. I wonder how far this rotates. Nope, that way maybe. Oh, that's as far as it goes. So I don't know if you can hear, but the game is giving me little click sounds when light shines onto successfully onto particular reflective surfaces, which is certainly handy because you can't actually see everything all at once. So it does seem, at least in this particular area, it does seem pretty prescribed, in which you need a specific angle of mirrors to get everything lined up. And if you can't see all the mirrors at once, it's useful in telling you that you've actually got the angle correct. And it's definitely hitting something that it should be hitting. So that's now down into that area, which looks like possibly the final area which we need to start messing around with the reflective surfaces on. I think at this point we've pretty much seen everything here, apart from this final bit anyway. Judging by the patterns of light anyway, we've seen all of the upper areas. Which just leaves us with figuring out how all this is going to work then. So yeah, final destination is here onto the centerpiece. That's stationary, which means it's probably going to reflect onto here. Something like that, maybe. I'm wondering if we can almost trace this back the way it's supposed to go. So that needs to be like that, presumably. You've got a door that needs opening, got a two-way reflection there. Okay, this isn't quite as easy as the previous ones, which is nice. So I felt they could have done a bit more in the earlier levels with some of the effects and some of the things you can get out of it, but this is certainly scaling up of the difficulty anyway. And then that's the downstairs connecting bit we saw before. So we want... Well, that's no good because that's basically a dead end. So if we can have eventually the beam shining through the doorway like so. Oh, there was a definite click there. There we go. Oh, no, that's stationary. I'm guessing downwards then, maybe. So the idea is presumably to get it reflecting onto that one, which is then going to strike this green crystal and allows this beam through for further access. That's stationary, so that's all good so far. This one I expect needs to go probably up to that one eventually by the looks of it. This one doesn't... oh, it does go up, but that's as far as around as it goes. I'm not liking these angles. No, that's not too good at all. Right, let's try that instead. That looks better. Ever so slightly off. Oh, it's a single direction, so unfortunately no matter which way we strike the mirror, the actual light coming off the mirror doesn't change unless we change the mirror itself. So can we get up there then and basically rotate that? Although unfortunately that mirror doesn't look like it rotates, so we're kind of stuck. I was sure that was the right response, Yeah, so no matter which way we rotate the incoming beam, the outgoing beam doesn't change, unfortunately, unless the mirror changes, which is not quite the way things work, but that's just what we'll have to deal with. That one's also stationary, so I think all these top ones are stationary, you can't really change them at all. And there's nothing further around here, apart from this bit, which we've pretty much figured, I think. No, that's no good either. Let's see if we can get this working instead. Oh, well, something happened. Okay, so a slightly different way of doing it then, at least from what I was expecting. Well, that does make sense. Which means that's got two possible options. I don't know if we want to change the angle of that, if we can help it, the one at the bottom. That looks better. then almost correct if we just rotate this round. Excellent. Oh, very nice effect there. So yeah, a bit of step up in complexity. Still slightly prescriptive, but I think there's possibly, if you're just going basically by reflecting mirrors, there's only so much you can do and have a satisfactory outcome, so not too bad. And then, where was it was the other side, wasn't it? Well, it was around here somewhere, I'm sure of it. Basically the bridge shortcut we can use. There we go. We probably could have dropped down a ledge somewhere, but I think the game put this in for us, so may as well use it at least once. And then if we grab this, this will teleport us back to the central area. Was the blurry vision effect. So we've got one more to put in here, and that's going to light up another area of the wheel. Now presumably this is going to be the skull door key, and there is someone. Oh, there was someone doing something over there. Looks like they're trying to gain access to it. So we'll grab that, and that gives us our final image we can program into our respective wheel. Oh, there's the figure again. But I am curious as to why we can't get back into the main area that we were before. So when we went into the greenhouse area, the blurb basically said you can't get back into the main area. Right, which seems true because the door's just closed itself. And that one is definitely closed still as well. Now this was pretty much open the entire time we've been here and hasn't been closed before, so someone's basically playing shenanigans on us. But never mind, we're railroaded into this bit now, so on we go. Now, if I recall correctly, this is pretty much off map. So there's no mention of a relevant door on the map, and there's no indication of the location it's going to go to. So this is uncharted territory. Or possibly underground territory? No, there's definitely a sky up there. Okay, this is the sort of end location then, where all the people in the boats eventually end up. Presumably along this waterway. Which is definitely not on the map that I can see. Maybe we've got parts of the map missing, and this is yeah, I'm sure we've seen all these water areas before. So this is entirely new ground. Well, I think this is a good time to put in a break, and then when we get back next time we can have a wander through this underground area and hopefully get our last piece and find out what happens after that. So I will see you next time.